Why, hello, Matt. It's been a while.
Hi, Derek. It has been ages.
Yes, for you and me, it's been a solid few months. We took a little break, but we're back at it.
Finally. Yeah, we're finally trying to get back in the swing of things.
Welcome to the VGM Lounge, everybody.
Hey! Welcome back. Welcome back. Thanks for lending us your ears, your mind.
So, Matt, what's with this track other than Very Crunk?
This is from that wonderful fight. It's kind of like a little action fighter game that you really enjoy called DFO, Dungeon Fighter Online.
Yes.
And the song's title is Mushroom Garden, or Mushroom Village.
I love this song. It's just so good.
Yeah, I love it because to me it doesn't feel like it would be like a dungeon theme for some reason, but like it is.
Oh yeah. So for this episode we have a fun little thing planned. Me and Matt gave each other a list, about 20 games each, of our favorite games, and it was up to the other person to pick one or a few songs from each game, and basically we're going to play some favorites of our favorites. This time, Matt got a list of my favorite games, and he is now picking songs from those games, and I love this way you led with it.
I'm glad, because every time I hear this song, all I can think of is just like a room, like I walk into a room and it's full of nothing but the Pokemon Fungus and Amoongus.
That's basically it.
And it's just like, oh god, what have I walked into? And it's just like,
So, DFO has a massive soundtrack.
It does.
Obviously, I wasn't going to make you listen to this whole soundtrack, so what was your journey like?
So my journey was, I remember when, I think it was, I want to say this song was like a favorite of your brother's.
Oh yeah.
From the game?
Yeah, me and Brandon
I remembered it. I remembered that. I'm like, what was that one song that like Derek showed me and Brandon was like really into? And like, it was Mushroom something. And so I looked it up and I was just like actually at first I didn't realize it was like, I couldn't remember the mushroom. I just remember I know it's one of the fucking dungeons, and then my journey began.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, okay, is it this one? And it's just like, nope, that's too rockin'. Is it this one? Nope, that is also too rockin'. Is it this one? And then eventually I was just like, one day, because this took several days for me to try to go through this, and I'm just like, wait a minute, mushroom. And I was just like, DFO Mushroom Place? And then this was the first thing that popped up, and I was like, oh, nope, there we go, there's the funk.
It's real funk. So I imagine did you find some more songs that you liked? I imagine that
did. I found quite a few songs that I really enjoyed.
The soundtrack is amazing.
It is, and it was really hard for me to narrow it down, but like I really wanted to go for this because I just love this
so
funky groove to it.
It's stanky. I love it.
I love the synth work so much in it.
Oh yeah. So yeah, I guess I'm guessing you wrote down some DFO tracks for later.
I did.
I'm looking forward to maybe some free plays or something where you pop one of those out.
Yeah, see, the hard part was not like writing every single one down.
Oh yeah, I know. I still have like a piece of paper on here that's just like good DFO tracks, and there's like 50 songs on it. Cause I took the time.
I keep it on my fridge next to the picture of my family.
Yeah, because I took the time when we first started this podcast. I'm like, man, DFO's got really good music. So I popped up like the 600 something soundtrack, and just like for like 4 days in a row at work, I was just like, anytime I saw like that was a good one, I was like, writing that one down. So now I've got like a list of like 40 that are like, I'll play these eventually.
Oh man, going back through the tracks reminded me of the fun we had with basically the Gashapon pot guys.
Oh yeah.
Got to spend money to make money.
The game has changed a lot since we first played it. It's got
no doubt,
a lot of quality of life improvements, and a lot of the frustrations gone.
I was still sad that I never got around to doing. It was just being the pot jarhead merchant and just handing out raffle tickets.
It's such a good idea. But Matt, I'm interested in what other songs you picked, because I obviously have no idea what is on your list, as per usual. But this episode is nothing but your picks, so
You're damn right you don't know what's on my list.
I'm interested. I mean, I know what games at least. I've got a good idea of those.
So, I guess other than my opener, my very first pick is from Final Fantasy VI.
Okay, yeah, one of my all-time favorite games.
Of course, the song comes to us by the composer Nobuo Uematsu, and it is the song "The Fierce Battle."
This is a good one. This is one that plays during a few boss battles, not many. I think it only plays during Atma Weapon and one or two other fights in the whole game.
I think so. It's the Atma Weapon that was the reason why I picked it, is because I just remember that fight in general was great, and it's just the song says everything about like what that fight was.
Oh yeah, when I was a kid, I played this game when I was 5 or 6, and I remember like it's not a hard game, but I consistently lost to this battle, and it was a challenge. This is like definitely the hardest fight of the game up until this point. So let's get into this fierce battle, and we'll talk a little bit more about the song.
All right, let's go on ahead.
That's a really good one, Matt. I really like that.
It's a really good. I love the trumpet line that takes the lead.
Oh yeah,
I love the main rhythm with the woodwinds. I absolutely love.
I was gonna say, tell me what about the song is your favorite that made you pick it?
It's literally the opening.
This part right here.
It's that little drum beat that. It for a boss theme. It shows like for a boss theme. It's very boss themes are always going to be powerful.
Oh yeah.
In sound, but like this one just has like this dread.
I was gonna say I love this part too. This is my favorite part of the song. I love whatever instrumentation's used here. It's so, like, mystical sounding.
Yeah, I'm not really sure what. I guess that we can just chalk that one up to like the
Synthesizer.
full synthesizer.
It's so, like, funky. And then I like this little kind of, like, heroic spell right here. But it still has that dread. Like, it's got heavy dread.
It does. But yeah, because like we discovered in most boss themes, there's always that point in the song where it switches off from like the I'm the boss to like, well, we're the heroes fighting the boss.
Yeah, this song does not have much of that hero. This is mostly dread. But
yeah, this is mostly no, I am the boss.
Oh yeah, no, because every boss up into the whole game has had the same boss theme, and then you encounter this creature, and one, he's huge, and two, he has this completely different boss theme, and you're like, whoa, this song is intense. And
should I be fighting this thing right now?
yeah, it's one of those fights where you're like, oh, this is supposed to be one of those you're supposed to lose, right? And then you get trashed and you get a game over screen. You're like, oh, I'm supposed to win that fight. Oh no.
Uh-oh.
Yeah. I mean, because, like, up until now, you've seen boss casting, like, maybe Fire 2, the little 2 spells. This dude throws out, like, Flare and stuff, and you're like, whoa, I'm getting destroyed. He actually has a really interesting gimmick where he has a huge health pool, like, way larger than any boss you've fought up until now. But you can actually kill him a different way. If you taught your party a lot of Rasp or Osmos spells that drain MP, if you drain his MP down to 0, he actually dies that way too.
Oh, that's crazy.
Yeah, and he has a substantially lower MP pool than health, but obviously nothing tells you that really. I think it's vaguely taught through like no one like directly says, drain Atmo weapons MP, but I think some vague things hint at it. But it's really interesting because I obviously never knew that when I was a kid, and that fight is rough. But now that I've played the game more recently, that is a much easier way to win that fight, let me just say.
Haha, take me on. No, I'm just gonna make sure you can't cast anything else. No!
Well, it's because he's like an ultimate spawn of magical energy, and like he's a magic weapon, so I guess the theory is like once you drain his MP, he can't run anymore, so he dies.
I guess, would in theory, if you just outlasted his casting, would he just kill himself?
Maybe, but he has to like hit 0, and I guess he would need to like land at a perfect interval where like the next spell casts exactly his MP, which probably is unlikely to happen. But I mean, his health pool isn't so huge where he'll use all of his MP before you kill him, but he's more likely to kill you.
Well, I mean, casting flares like they're,
Yeah.
nobody's business is...
Yeah.
Yeah, that's sure to put some hurt down.
Oh yeah. But yeah, that's a great song. I love the dread of it. It's a really cool fight too.
All right. Well, going on to the next song.
Indeed. We've never done a format like this before. You've got the floor.
I know. I continually the floor is mine. I control where we're going.
I'm just here for the journey.
All right. So our next song comes to us from the composer Junichi Masuda from Pokemon Black and White.
Yes.
It is the Team Plasma's battle theme.
Oh, nice. I'm glad you picked this one. Yeah, I was thinking, because, I mean, I love the Pokemon series. That goes without question. You and me are both huge fans. And I was trying to think what my favorite gen was, and I thought I was going to say Ruby Sapphire. But I think that's just because I played them the most, because, emulators are a thing, and a long time ago, GBA emulators were very accessible. But I think Black and White was my favorite gen. When I really was going back and through looking at all the mons and stuff, I was like, I really like this gen. And because I only played it once, and I recently revisited it about a year and a half ago, and I was like, I think this might be my favorite gen of all of them.
Black and White was pretty good. I mean, it introduced a couple new things to us, such as, I believe,
TM's not being abused. Oh, man.
TM's not being... one and done, hidden abilities.
That was such a big change.
Moving sprites.
Yes, I really like the moving sprites.
Constantly moving sprites.
Emerald had them briefly, but
Emerald was just like, you send them out, I'm gonna jiggle, and then that's it.
I did really like
Or
the Emerald moving sprites, but yeah, Black and White's like full animated was really cool, and it had a lot of just really cool Pokemon that I liked.
Yeah, yeah. Gen 5 came out was pretty cool, guys.
Well, let's hear that plasma
But,
theme.
Oh yeah, let's go ahead, get right into it.
That's a good pick, Mac. I really like how Team Plasma is like Knights Templar.
Yeah, I was about to say I love how like like, hey, we're the bad guys. I'm like, okay, what do you got going on? Oh, well, we're wearing full chainmail and tabards. We're knights.
When I first saw that, I was like, yo, that's baller.
I was like, what?
So what made you pick this theme of all the songs in Black and White?
Well, it was actually a really tough pick, but I mean, I've always enjoyed the battle themes of like the bad guy teams in the games. But it was a really big toss up between this, the legendary Pokemon theme.
I love that one.
It's so off the hook.
Both I really like the Three Musketeer theme.
Yeah, that's the one I was thinking of specifically.
Mm-hmm.
But I have such a mixed relationship with that song, and it's only because of Kabalion.
Oh yeah, you and me both could not catch him. But before we get into that rant, I want to talk about this opening because I stopped it and wound it back. This opening goes hard.
Kick it back in.
I remember because you and me, I think we hung out on release day and we're both playing this together. And when we first heard this theme, we're like, "Whoa!"
Well, like not only that, but like when that like opening kicks in, it's just like here's the shield emblem, and then like the
yeah.
and you're like, whoa.
Right? And that it's so
yeah,
good.
I never got tired of running into them. I was just like, oh, cool, I get to hear that song again.
Right? It hits you out of nowhere and you're like, Jesus, this song goes.
They're like, haha, take us on. We're the Knights Templar. Here's my cat.
I will say for the most part, like the general, like this part of the theme, it's not like overly exciting, but that beginning part is so intense.
The beginning part's really intense, and then there's the build up right here,
this
which
part,
also gets pretty intense.
This build up's really good.
Yeah, right here. It's this mellow. And you're like, oh.
Yeah, I really like
it. It's a really fun battle theme.
Oh yeah. But yeah, I think you
and
me had a hell of a time. Hell of a time catching CHAMELEON.
Oh god, to this day that is one Pokemon cry from the video game that I will never forget.
Then Virizion too.
No, Virizion, like screw off Virizion. Terrakion, easy as cake. For whatever reason, it was just like, hi, I'm CHAMELEON. You're not gonna catch me. I don't care if you have 50 Ultra Balls.
No kidding. Terrakion, I caught him in two.
Yeah.
I did my start of fight throw a Pokeball because it's hilarious when you catch a legendary in a Pokeball on the first throw, and I've had it happen. But I got him into just barely at red, and I'm like, I don't want to do another hit. I'll just try an Ultra Ball and probably do like 30 and catch him, and it's like, boop, got him. I'm like, alright, cool. Moving on.
Hey.
CHAMELEON was straight up like 40 Ultra Balls in red and asleep, and I'm like, why?
I had him like all the way down at red. He was either paralyzed or asleep, and I'm just like, alright, Ultra Ball.
Nah.
I'm like, great. And like, at about like the 35 to 40 Ultra Ball mark, I'm just like, I guess I'll throw a timer ball.
Yeah.
Catch. Not even one shake.
Oh, yeah.
God damn it.
Usually when I'm trying to catch legendaries, by the time I hit like 20 or 25 Ultra Balls, I'm resetting. RNG's not in my favor. I gotta go.
That was me in Pokemon Shield like all last week. 3 crit catches, Derek. 3 critical catches, and they all broke out.
That's the worst. I haven't gotten to touch the expansions yet, and I need to. But let's hear what you got next, Matt. That Pokemon was good.
All right, Derek. Here we go with our next little song here. So this one comes to us from probably. I'm gonna go ahead and say it is my favorite in the series.
Okay.
So far. It is Disgaea 2.
Yes. We both had this on our favorite games list.
Yeah, for obvious reasons, because Disgaea 2, Cursed Memories, so I'm talking about the PS2 one, but that's only because I don't think the remake for the PSP had that subtitle.
Yeah, no, I think it was Dark Hero Days.
Yeah, that's right. It was called Dark Hero Days, which is cool, but I liked Cursed Memories a little bit more, just title-wise.
And this is also the first game in the series you and me played, because I remember I brought this over to your house, and I'm like, yo, this game's pretty cool, and we were both super into it.
Yeah, we got super into it, and the rest is history, I guess.
Oh yeah.
But yeah, so the game I picked was Disgaea 2. The song comes to us by the composer Tenpei Sato.
Mm-hmm.
And this one was a really tough choice for me personally, because I had like 5 songs, and I'm like, there's no way I can narrow it down further than this.
Oh yeah.
But I'm like, I had to pick one, so I rolled a die.
That's fair. What'd you come up with?
It's the ultimate way to break ties. So what I came up with is the theme of probably one of the best reoccurring characters ever since his debut, and it is the song White Tiger,
yes,
also known as Axel's theme.
Yes. This is a good song. This is a really good one. Did you do the vocal version or the non-vocal version?
I'm pretty sure I did the vocal version. Let me double check.
Because both are really good. There's the song that plays when he's doing his crazy shenanigans, and then there's the actual battle theme, which is the non-vocal version. I greatly enjoy both of them.
Good news, it is the vocal version.
Nice. Yeah. Yeah, this is a good one. Alright, well, let's hear Axel slash Akutare's theme.
Akutare.
Which, spoiler, you'll hear that name in this song.
白きマント花にかせて現るショーニーベイビーもの無用のヒーロー捨てた過去に未練などないセイグバイバッドエンドに光る男の道許されたぎらって熱い場にはや胸に新たなヒストリー刻む孤独なノリルダビズムに生きてゆく不器用なホワイトタイガーその名もダークヒーローアクタレ白きマント離れかせて現るショーニーベイビーもの無用のヒーロー捨てた過去に未練などないセイグバイバッドエンドに光る男の道許され血をたぎらって熱い場にはや胸に新たなヒストリー刻む孤独なノリルダンディズムに生きてゆく不器用なホワイトタイガー
Since this is a vocal track, we'll do what we normally do and not replay in the background while talking over it because that's too many voices at once.
That's a little hellacious.
Yeah, it's a little much going on, but I really like that song. Granted, it's obviously Japanese, which we didn't say beforehand, but Japanese song.
Be expected.
I do love the lyrics though. It fits his character very well, and if you haven't played this guy too, this guy is a basically kind of guy who wants to be a superhero, but is kind of just like a very selfish.
I mean that's what he was.
Well, yeah,
he was the dark hero, Axel.
Yeah, and he his super attacks involve like fake movie set over the top punches that do 1 damage, and like he pulls out a guitar and like puts on a performance and like slams it down. Great.
The best one is when he pulls out the guitar and then jumps in the air, and then he's like on the little hook string, and he's just like flies around. He's like does like a spin around the whole battlefield, and he's like and there's like pyrotechnics.
Oh yeah, yeah. I was trying to think of what that was called. That's called the action sequence rope the grip. I can't think of what it's called right now.
I know it's the name of it is escaping me, and I
But it's
feel bad,
hilarious because it like a little like obvious movie set wire pops down and he like jumps on and like starts spinning around. It's hilarious. He is a fun character. He's also
a very fun character.
very unfortunate character.
Very much throughout that whole game, and then the next one that he shows up in, which made me very excited to see.
He's a great character. I enjoy him a lot.
Overall, I've enjoyed Tenpei Sato's work
Of course.
throughout the entire Disguise series. The reason why I decided to go the reason why I picked White Tiger as one of my top songs from the game is not only do I love Axel, but anytime that there's a song in that game that has lyrics to it, I'm gonna love it.
Oh yeah, I mean you've played Etna Rock on our vocal episode, I believe.
Because it's either because the vocals fit the character just so well.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, the vocals of it, just the theme and of the music in general, like just hearing it, you're like, okay, yeah, 100%, this is that person.
This is that character. Yeah, it personifies them perfectly. I've got a Disgaea 2 song on my version of your list, and it's not this one, so we get one more.
Yes.
So Matt, moving right along, what you got? What's the next game? I'm actually really excited for this, and I think you're gonna be really excited because it's like, oh man, what game did he pick? I know like a list of them. Like, I wonder which one he's got.
All right, so the next one I actually picked as kind of like to coincide with what you're currently doing with our other part of the channel with our playthroughs, and it's the song it's a song from Fire Emblem Sacred Stones.
Ah yes, me and Dakota did an Iron Man, which is a fun way of playing it, and we also have a randomizer in the works. You'll see more of that later.
Ooh, tasty.
But you have not much knowledge on the game or the music itself, so I'm wondering what your selection process was like.
Selection process. I mean, I kind of like went through. I went through like each song because thankfully it wasn't as daunting as the DFO one was.
Oh no, it's
no. When you try to go through DFO's soundtrack and trying to pick like 2 songs or something like that, it's way easier when you look at like a game. It's just like I have 20 songs, and you're just like, oh, okay, that's nothing.
Yeah, I can do this in like an hour.
Yeah, especially when most of the things are just like level up music, and you're like, and you're like, okay, well, I can skip that one.
yeah. The games you gave me, like a lot of them have like this soundtrack has 20 songs. I'm like, I can just listen to this in an hour and write down like 1 or 2 of these. This is no problem.
So the song that I decided to pick from Sacred Stones is Twisted Shadows Part A.
Okay. I will say, kind of like Final Fantasy Tactics, where I know the music, I just have no idea what they're called. I have no idea what this one is, but I'll know it as soon as I hear it.
You'll know it as soon as you hear it.
So let's get into it, and we'll talk about it.
And this song comes to us by the composer Yuka Tsujiyoko.
Indeed. was an interesting pick, Matt.
Thank you. And like I said, my knowledge of Fire Emblem games is basically nothing.
Yeah.
So I really liked this one because I mean, as you've known by now,
Yeah.
I really like those like dark, ominous tone songs. And for me, this one sounds like if it's a fight, it's like you're fighting not the big bad, but maybe like the guy who's like under him, maybe.
I actually believe you're
Or
exactly correct. I believe
no,
this is the like pre-final boss, final chapter fight music.
oh, okay. My guess was either that or this is the song that plays whenever whenever dialogue with the bad guy happens.
Yeah. Yeah, I was gonna say there's a lot of more kind of melodic and adventurous songs, which it's interesting that you didn't go for that. Knowing your aesthetic though, this song could fit right into Dark Souls, so it makes sense.
Yeah.
Especially when that.
Yeah, it's- That, yeah, it's. I don't know. I just like these dark, like almost gothic feeling songs.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, this is Twisted Shadows. I believe is either it might be the final chapter music. It might be the one before the final chapter, but I'm pretty sure on that.
Yeah, I also like the part where it's just like. Dur, 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 wah, wah, wah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I really like this. Just, I mean, it doesn't have much going on, but what it does have going on is very like prominent, you know.
Mm-hmm. It's definitely setting the tone, so it's not like again, if this is like an actual battle theme, it's not like a normal one where it's just like da 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 or anything like that. It's just like, oh crap, I really need to watch my guys in this fight.
Yeah, definitely. Because the whole thing with Fire Emblem games is if a character dies, they're dead permanently.
They're
Most
gone.
people I would obviously reset at this point. And Iron Manning, as you mentioned earlier, it's one of the ways people have been going about playing Fire Emblem games more recently. Whereas they just don't reset if someone dies, and it's an interesting way to play it. Because obviously when you're playing a game, you don't want one of your characters to die, especially if you put a lot of work into them. But
Of course.
playing Iron Man kind of makes it like it kind of makes the characters matter more, because then you're like, you dump all this work into a character and they die, and you're like, oh no, my favorite guy. I have to move on. It's just like
Yeah, especially in the Fire Emblem games, because it's not like, oh, this is Joe Schmo, my fighter who I recruited. It's like, no, this is Hector, and this is his story.
yeah.
And this is all of his background, and this is what he's good at. And then if he dies, you're just like, God, no, Hector, instead of being
Yeah.
like, God, fighter number 33.
Yeah. It's interesting. It's not a game where like Final Fantasy where you're like, oh no, my guy died. Well, I'll just Phoenix down and it's fine. It's whatever.
Yeah.
Granted, if you're playing good, a character won't die, but it definitely happens, especially on harder difficulties, because they're highly tactical games, and any wrong move can get a character swarmed, and well, then they're dead. Yeah, crits are huge in Fire Emblem games because they do 3 times damage, and the difference between 7 damage and 21 is a lot.
Yeah.
Especially when your characters, like, your tankiest characters have, like, I've got, like, 35 health. And you're like, okay, you can take, like, 6 hits, and then they get hit for 3/4 of their health. You're like, oh no.
Oh no.
This is
Oh, no.
terrible.
That bad. That bad.
This is very bad. But I'm glad through watching our Iron Man, you're getting a little preview of the game. We're gonna have a lot more silliness going on. Twisted Shadows was good. Unexpected play, actually. I wasn't, of all the ones you could have picked from Sacred Stones, I wasn't expecting that.
Well, you're quite welcome. So, moving on to my next choice is come to us from the great Super Nintendo game Mega Man X.
Love it. You couldn't pick a song from here I don't love, so
Exactly.
wait, can I make a guess?
Okay,
No,
yeah, go ahead, take a guess.
Knowing you, I'm either gonna guess Boomer Quanger or Spark Mandrill, maybe.
Wrong.
Oh,
Both times.
it's unexpected.
Yeah, exactly. So coming to us from the composer of Mega Man X, Setsuo Yamamoto, I'm sorry.
Mm-hmm.
I actually chose the song for Sting Chameleon stage.
Sting Chameleons is so good.
Yeah, because I looked through them, like each of the bosses, of course, and their stages. Because I mean, for me, that's going to be the most iconic music from the Mega Man games.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
I love Boomer Quanger. Don't get me wrong, but I have very good memories of this game specifically because of Sting Chameleon, just because I thought it was so cool.
Sting Chameleon's awesome, if not one of the easiest bosses with weakness.
Yeah, very much.
He's hilariously easy if you have his weakness.
I mean, there's always going to be that one Mega Man boss in each game where if you have his weakness, it's just laughably easy.
Oh yeah, I mean Spark Mandrill is the worst. He literally does not move the whole fight. Feel bad for him, honestly. But
Yeah.
let's get into this rockin' track, and we'll talk about why we like it so much. Sting Chameleon's so good.
Sting Chameleon is really good.
Out of curiosity, Matt, what's your favorite part of that song?
Well, first off, I like just how it starts with the. I like that. Actually, I really like when it cuts to that just a little bit more melodic. And at the end of it, where like those drums kick in, and it's just like, and it's just like, and then it goes back into the.
Oh yeah. I love that. Let me get right back into it. I love the. I love that those double hits.
Like there's a little double hits, but yeah, it's like right at the end of the little melodic thing where it's just like like little two hits drum guys, just like.
I like this
Time for my
part a
soul.
lot too. This kind of like slow down, like
part.
groove part.
Yeah, this is the part I was talking about.
Yeah.
Right there.
One thing I used to always do when I played this game, when I was really young, you know how, I don't know how well you remember it, but if you don't fight the boss that gives you the armor, the area underneath it drops those rocks over and over again? What I used to always do is I always used to like let it build up and then like shoot it and then like make a little house down there. I don't know why I always did that. Do a little excavation after it filled up.
Now this is my house.
This is my house now, yeah. I have like such
Yeah.
distinct memories of doing that. It's like a memory that's
It's always
like
great whenever
deep in
you have,
their
like, a
brain.
little tiny thing that you could do.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it's just like a little funny thing that you do whenever you do your playthroughs, and you're like, that's just like that's one of the roots of your childhood at
Yeah.
that point. Like, I remember when I did these silly games that I play.
You gotta have fun when you're playing a game. That's the point.
Of course, can't take a game too seriously.
A lot of there's basically any song you would have picked from Mega Man X, I would have been happy with. Can't go wrong with any of those. Sting Chameleon's a good one.
All right, Derek. So our next song comes to us from Nobuo Uematsu from Final Fantasy X. A lot of really good songs from that game.
Oh yeah. I absolutely love Final Fantasy X. Because I gave you my favorite list, and I was writing down. I was like, "There's a lot of Final Fantasies I love, but I think 6 and 10 are my two favorites. 9's up there as well. Hard to rate."
So yeah, all of those are very good Final Fantasies, Derek.
Mhm.
I really enjoy Final Fantasy 12 personally, mostly because it's in the Evil East setting, and I would just want more of that.
Oh yeah, there's a lot of things I like about 12, and a lot of things I'm meh about. I would say I love the setting because I'm all about tactics and Evil East and everything to do with it. Gameplay wise, I mean it's not my favorite control scheme, and a lot of the characters, specifically Vaughn, is a waste of space. But
I'm just really sad that I can walk through this big city and
you see like
I can
Bangas and
see,
Vieras and
Numaus and Bangas, and it's just like, here's your party. You have 30 humans and 1 Vera, and I'm just like, but there's a Banga and a Moogle right there. Can we talk to them?
right.
You can talk to them, but you can't have them.
12 would have been so much cooler of a game if they took out Vaughn and Pinello and gave you a Banga and maybe a Numao and Ash was the main character, Balthier. It would have been such a better game.
Balthier is so cool.
Balthier's baller, Fran is cool. I heard a long-winded debate about how Fran as a character is designed to be just like the horniest character, and you're like, it's like, I mean, yeah. I feel like she was created like to be attractive, like some characters end up like that, but I feel like her creation is like designed for that. Like she wears high heels and mostly leather, and she's like got this hourglass figure, and also she's a bunny girl, and it's like, how many kinks can we hit? Let's try all of them.
Let's try all of them at once.
Let's hit as many of these as physically possible. Also, this accent. How you feeling about this accent?
You liking it? Did we hit one of your things?
Did we
hit all of your things?
Did we get at least one of them? I don't remember. I was like, I heard that as like a long-winded discussion. I'm like, I mean, yeah, fair. I can't argue with it. I really can't argue with this.
It's like, well, we have all these people, but what about sexy bunny woman?
She's got high heels. She's got leather. She's like got animal instinct. She's got this accent. Like, all right, you need to maybe pick one of those things.
Do you like ranged characters?
But it's enough of that tangent, Matt. Let's hear what song you picked from Final Fantasy X, because we're not even talking about the same game anymore.
No, we're not. back to the matter at hand. So the song that I picked was the SEYMOUR FLUX battle theme, which is also the Yodeleska battle theme.
Yeah, that's true, isn't it? I never thought about that.
It is. Yep.
Hmm.
Yep, they're the same one. Now, we'll get into playing this, and then I'll tell you the reason why I picked this one specifically.
Okay, yeah, because there's a whole lot of real good in 10, and you went with a boss theme again, which is par for the course.
Yep.
I really like that part where it gets into the bum bum bum.
So do I, because it's like this weird warpy, like space time kind of like feel to it, and
Yeah.
like this dark like creepiness, and then it just gets in with like, and then it's like the guitar like kind of just like jams in a little bit, but there's just like it's missing something. Like, what if we had like this one like almost steel drum sounding thing, and we just like click it a couple times? How about
Right?
that?
It's such an interesting song. Like the song sticks with you because of one, these two fights in particular are really memorable. They're like
Yeah,
extremely
which is one
high
of the
point
reasons-
memorable parts of the game.
Yeah, it's one of the reasons why I picked this song. It was two bosses with one meteor at that point.
Yeah. Yeah. And yeah, I really like, because this part it's like building and building and building. It builds
And
for
it's
almost like
those down notes that just kind of just like it's just pulling you down. Just
dun, dun. and you're like, what's this building to? And like it keeps building for like, cause it's almost a minute into this right here, and it really hasn't like nothing's happened in the song. It's just like building your tension.
Yeah, it has that full like it's building up your anticipation to just be like oh god, like is the song a timer? Is something bad gonna happen?
And then this part kicks in. It's right when things start going down, the song starts playing. And it's interesting because, like, even though this part is like really weird, it still doesn't like release that tension that it's building up to. Like, there's almost never a resolution to this tension it's building.
No, which is absolutely perfect.
Mm-hmm.
The main reason why I picked this is like when I was going through, I was like, I was at first like my mind was just like, what if I picked let me focus on like I actually sat down and was just like, you know what, I'm going to focus on SEYMOUR, and I went and I listened to each of his boss fight themes.
Yeah.
And at first I was thinking about just picking like the very first encounter, because for me that was a big moment.
Yeah.
When you get Shiva, and then he's just like, oh, by the way, here's my personal summon. And you're just like, oh god, that thing is ridiculous.
Yeah.
But I decided to go with this one because for me, this will be this is the fight with SEYMOUR that is always going to be ingrained in my memory as the one that I hated the most.
Oh my god, this fight walled me so much as a kid.
Yeah, I mean, first off, Mount Gagazet was a fun and terrible place to be.
Yeah.
Because literally, it's just like, oh, here's your solo boss fight with Mari. Okay, cool. Now here's the boss fight with SEYMOUR, and you're like, okay, whatever. And then you get done with that, and you're like, god damn, that was fucking rough. And then like you get through the mountain, and it's just like, oh hey, guess what? It's time for another boss fight, and I'm a real bastard.
I like how from Gagazet to the end of Zanarkand, it's just like a boss rush.
It pretty much is at that point. You're just like boss rush, and then like time warpy dungeon after that.
Yeah, because
for the final boss.
Yeah, and like for the whole game, it's not like, I think 10 is spaced out really well. Like the pacing is very good. Like there's just enough story between like dungeon areas, between bosses, where nothing feels like, you like want to get to more. It's like people analyze Final Fantasy X, and it is very hallway, but it's disguised in a way that doesn't make it feel like it is.
Yeah.
It's spaced perfectly. There's interesting story plots. There's interesting, boss fights. There's never a point in time where you're like, I'm done with this story. I want to play the game. Where that can happen in some games where like, there's 12 cutscenes back to back and you haven't touched the controller other than hitting X for 40 minutes.
That's similar to like the way that Metal Gear 3 did it, but like they did it to the point where I was just like, oh shit, like I get to watch a movie now. Yeah,
no, sometimes it's good, but sometimes it's in the games and you're just like, can I play it now?
Yeah, like how I was when I played was it
Valkyria Valkyrie Profile?
Valkyrie Profile.
Yeah.
Valkyrie Profile. And I was just like, all right, cool. And I was like, 2 hours into this game, and I was just like, oh, you're still in the tutorial, by the way.
Yeah. You were like, I haven't.
What the fuck is going on?
I remember because I was doing something and you were playing that, and it was like an hour and a half later. I'm like, have you played the game yet? And you're like, no.
No.
Yeah,
I'm just talking to a bunch of fucking people, and there's just like, if you hit the X button, you can talk to people. I was just like, oh shit.
Yeah, I think 10 is paced very well because there's just enough story between events, and bosses are every maybe hour or so of gameplay, and then you do a dungeon, and then you do a puzzle, and then you do some story, and then you do a boss, and then you're like, okay, this is good pacing. When you get to Mount Gagazet, it's like, boss, all right, 10 minutes of dungeon, boss, all right, 20 minutes of dungeon, boss, right, 10 minutes of dungeon, boss. You're like, Jesus.
You're like, God damn.
Yeah, as you do. But man, we're all about the
literally, like once you get to the just like once you get past the Calmlands, it's nothing but a boss rush.
It really is a boss rush. Man, we're all about the tangents today.
Oh, we are. Jeez.
Well, let's hear what game will inspire the next one, Matt.
All right. Actually, it's hilarious because we will probably most definitely get off on a tangent on this next one because you actually said the title of my next song in the discussion of your feelings of the SEYMOUR FLUX fight.
Oh, nice.
You said it builds up tension.
Tension is a pretty, I wouldn't say it's a common name, but there's definitely a few games that have tension in a song title.
It's true.
Could be Tactics, I believe, has one. I think Breath of Fire has one.
Mm-hmm.
Tension Rising is in Kingdom Hearts, but I didn't give you Kingdom Hearts on my list.
No, you did not. I like Tension Rising.
Tension Rising's a good one. That's what came to mind immediately.
So the song that I picked is obviously called Tension.
Mm-hmm.
And the composer was Minako Hamano, and it comes to us from Super Metroid.
Ah, yeah, that makes sense.
It's not a long one, but when you play it, you'll hopefully you'll know why I picked it immediately.
All right, well, let's maybe build this or release this tension. Man, that made me uncomfortable.
Oh yeah. Do you know? So do you know why I picked it?
because we both have a mutual love of Quagmire.
Yes, that is exactly the reason why I picked it.
I've never heard that song for that long, and I don't know if I'll let the whole thing play when we do the episode because it's like a 10-second loop. Which it's not bad. I'm not calling it bad. It's just I've never heard it last that long, and I was like, this is kind of driving me insane right now.
Yeah, exactly. Because like when it plays for that long, because like literally the track, the clip is only a minute long, and you're just like, okay, a minute's not, that's nothing. But when it's that, it's almost the same syndrome as like when you're listening to Magma Dragoon's stage theme for like 5 minutes, and you're just like, has it been 3 hours?
Yeah, it's one of those things you're like, I love this song. I could totally listen to this for like 20 minutes, and then like it's been playing for like 6 minutes. You're like, I can't do this anymore.
Yeah, but I love the song because like as it is properly named, it really does have like this tension build up to you because it's like you walk into a room and there's nothing, like no enemies or anything, and you're just like, do I keep moving forward? This doesn't feel like a boss room. Is something going to kill me instantly?
And then the other time this plays is after you kill him, and if you don't run to the spike wall to have him pop up the other side, this just keeps playing, and you're like,
Yeah.
What do I do?
And if you don't see it the first time you play through, then you notice the little bubbles underneath you as you're walking. You're just like,
what's that about?
Why is this music playing? Like, I just beat the boss. Why is this? What the hell?
That part scared me
as of your life when you're 6 years old.
Oh yeah. That's terrifying when you're 6. This song like makes you slowly like raise your shoulders, like.
Yeah.
That's that tension.
Yeah, that tension. You're just like, oh god, something bad's gonna happen.
Like,
is the boss dead?
I don't like this.
Does he have a second form?
I don't like this.
And he's just like, I'm a Skelly man, and dead.
Oh, that was a good pick.
I really wish they would have brought him back in in other games.
I would love that.
Yeah, and hopefully for a better item than the X-ray vision.
No, that was grapple beam that you get for fighting him.
Was it grapple beam? I thought it was X-ray
Nah, grapple beam.
for some reason. No, that's right. X-ray is like real early.
X-ray is optional.
Yeah.
It's in the red tube of Brinstar.
That's it. That's it.
Yeah. Well, Matt, that was short and sweet. I wouldn't say sweet. Actually, it was short and nerve wracking. Short and spoopy. But yeah, a nice little 10-second loop.
Krokmar.
I love.
Glorious little bastard.
I love all the fun things you can do with him with items you're not supposed to have.
Oh my god, it's ridiculous. Oh, another fun fact about Krokmar is his roar is copy pasted from a classic Godzilla monster known as Titanosaurus.
Yeah, you told me that, and I love it.
It's great whenever I watch that movie now because all I can imagine is just Krokmar.
That's good.
So it's like, oh no, and I just anytime they say Titanosaurus, I just like in my mind I'm just like, oh no, it's Krokmar.
He's the strongest. He'd be the strongest boss in the world if he never opened his mouth. He's impervious to all damage.
He's impervious to all damage. You just have to shoot him in his dangly tongue.
He doesn't like missiles in his tongue. As it turns out.
Don't powerbomb him. He just gets really mad.
Yeah, if you powerbomb him, he charges you.
Which is terrifying.
And if you use plasma beam, you overload his sprites and his arm disappears.
And then he has ghost arms.
Yeah.
You get hit for no reason.
Yeah. It's fun little glitches that he has going on. Well, Matt, where next shall we go?
Where next shall we go, Derek? I'll tell you. The next place that we go comes to us from the composer Thomas Happ Games.
Okay.
Right? Yeah, it's a fun little thing. So Thomas Happ Games brought us this wonderful music from the game Axiom Verge.
Yes, I'm so glad you picked Axiom Verge. It's funny, when you said Thomas Happ Games, I'm like, I think that's Axiom Verge, but I honestly can't remember. I love this game, and it's basically, I mean, it's so good that you followed it up with Super Metroid, because it is a Metroidvania with really cool music.
My second. Yeah, Metroidvanias are probably going to like my second favorite
genre.
Oh,
I love them. And Axiom Verge was like one of the first. It came out right around like the heyday of when they were really getting popular, and it's so cool, and it's like sci-fi story, and the music is kick-ass.
It is. So speaking of the music, the song that I picked was Phosphene. I think that's how you say it.
Okay, I'm not familiar with the track titles, but I'll know as soon as I hear it what part of the game it's in, probably.
Yeah, I am a little sad because Axiom Verge was a game, like, I remember seeing you play it a little bit, but I never actually got to experience it on my own, so it was fun listening through the tracks on this one.
Yeah, I was really hoping you'd pick a song from this game. Because I've had songs from this game on our free play episodes, and I just never got around to them.
Oh, sad.
Yeah. So let's
go ahead and dive right in.
Yeah. I love the weird alien spacey atmosphere of this game.
Yeah, I mean, the whole soundtrack was real fun to listen to,
Oh
and
yeah.
I mean, they definitely went all in for that ambience feel in the music, and I loved it.
Oh yeah, absolutely. You should you should still see if you can find this game. I don't remember if it's just PS3 or if it's available on some other things.
I'm pretty sure you can get, like, I feel like you can get it on Switch now, which is like honestly perfect for me.
you should get it. It's not very expensive either. It's at most maybe 15 or 20. So you should definitely check it out if you like Metroidvania games.
Definitely, I definitely do.
Like you can tell it's very Metroid inspired because like it just is basically like ambience. It's not like, granted there are some really intense like melodic zones that have some great music, but this area in particular is just like you're like, what's here? And then it does these little twinkle notes. And I like the space whale sounds. This game is the definition of like you're on an alien world basically, like, and you don't know where you're going.
Yeah.
And this song definitely gives you that feeling. I like
I just love how peaceful it sounds in it.
It's like peaceful, but also kind of like scary.
Yeah, it's that level of like peaceful music that gives you that eerie feeling at the same time.
Yeah, and I like really
You're
hear
just like, okay, yeah, I can dig this, and you look over your shoulder. Yeah, I can dig this.
I like this part where it has those like doo 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 doo, those little drum beats in there.
There's a little drum, and then it has like those high notes, just kind of like waving in and out.
The whole soundtrack is very NES, SNES inspired too, which I really like. Yeah, you should absolutely check this game out, or maybe we'll play it together one of these days.
One of these days, we'll throw it on the list.
Our list of many things we want to play together. I really like that. I'm glad you picked a song from Axiom Verge.
You're quite welcome. Like I said, it was a lot of fun to check that one out.
Yeah. I definitely want to do an Axiom Verge playthrough with you. If not, just so you can hear the songs in game, because that adds so much more to it.
Yeah. So here we go. We'll go ahead and pop on to our next one. Our next song is also a nice. It's a short one, but a really good one and a big favorite of mine. And it comes to us from it's actually two composers for this game. Keimi Adachi and Daisuke Miyake. Patapon 3.
Love me some Patapon. I'm not gonna lie.
A great series.
I wrote this on my list. It's kind of like as a challenge almost. Like, I mean, if I put it on my favorite games list, it's obviously Patapon 3 and 2 are both on there. But if I was strictly making a list of games I think you could pick songs for, I probably wouldn't have included it. Just because Patapon's music it drives perfectly while you're playing it, but I don't necessarily know if it translates while you're not playing it. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah, no, completely understandable. Because I mean, it has that rhythm aspect to it that you control.
Yeah.
To the music, so
you're playing half of the songs themselves.
Yeah, but remember we did I did pick
the
Patapon 2 that one time before. Yeah.
So would you pick for us for Patapon 3?
Well, for Patapon 3, I actually went really simple with this one, and I picked just the title theme for the game, because like from the previous two compared to Patapon 3,
3 like had a cinematic opening.
3 had the cinematic opening, and the music and everything that went into that was just so like whoa for me that like it's like that was my this is the first impression of the game this is where Patapon has come.
Yeah, I remember this was
Get ready to enjoy this.
This was another game that we both got at on the same day, and I believe you spent the night, and we were playing this till like 4 a.m. I think.
Oh yeah, we definitely played this game till 4 a.m.
I remember when we both turned this on, we were both like, "Holy crap!" Because comparing like 1 and 2's opening to 3's opening, it like smacks you in the face.
Straight up, it does. Because I mean, this game was the one that where they first introduced the Uber hero dude, and good God, ridiculous things you could do with that guy.
Oh yeah. All right, well, let's play this title song. It's a short one, but it's man, that makes me want to go play it so much.
Yeah, pretty much. 'Cause, I mean, the first part of it that plays through, it's that's what all the sound effects and stuff.
Yeah.
For that little cinematic and everything, but I mean, it's just like that. Again, compared to like the previous two, where it's just like you cut it on, and it's just like ooh, tribal-ish sounds, and it's just like Patapon. You're like, oh yeah, cool. And then you cut on 3, then it's just like lightning going everywhere.
It's transformation sequence.
Transformation sequences, anime as fuck, and it's just like and you're like, whoa, and then that's when the title screen fully clicks in, and then it's just with the Patapon chants, and then I love when they also just like when they scream fever.
Yeah, I love when in that one part where you hear the doo of the drums.
Yes,
that part's so good. Oh man, thank you for that one. I don't think we'll play it in the background and talk over it just because that would be an awkward mash. But I greatly enjoyed that little jaunt in there.
You're quite welcome on that one.
Anytime I hear that, like, it makes me want to play it. It's such a fun series.
Like a rhythm game. It is a very fun series, and I'm glad they finally ported that over to the 4.
Yes. I don't think Patapon 3 has been ported to PS4, but it needs to.
I think it's on its way.
Yeah, because 1 and 2 did well.
Yeah, it made owning a PSP worth it.
Right? It really did.
Yeah, it's. I don't know if I should feel bad for saying that, or but I mean.
I will be fully honest. I have a PSP and a PS Vita, and there's 2 reasons I ever touched the Vita. I used to use it for remote playing my PS4 laying in bed, because if there's a PS4 game I wanted to play, but in my room, you can remote play to the PS4, and it worked fairly well sometimes. That and Patapon. And Tales of Hearts are, but besides that, I don't ever touch the PS Vita. It's like when I get in the mood to play Patapon, I'm like, where is that? Where'd I put it?
Where'd I put that thing? Dig it out of the box.
Yeah,
there you are, my Patapon.
My Patapon device.
My Patapon device. That's all you are for me.
It really, I'm not gonna lie, it basically is a Patapon device. That's what I use it for. Anytime my PSP pops out or PS Vita pops out, it's like, you know what you're here for. You know what it's time to do. Well, Matt, this has been a fun episode. It's really interesting.
Yeah, this was an interesting way to do our episode as compared to what we do from the norm.
Yeah, because you get to be on the other end next episode, and you're gonna see what it's like. you have a vague idea of what could be played, but you have no idea what's going to be played. So it's really interesting.
Yeah, exactly.
You're like, oh man, I hope he did something from this game. Like, I wonder which one he picked and what song did he pick.
Which game? Which game?
Yeah, so I hope you guys enjoyed this. You get a little foray into some of my favorite games. Obviously, a lot of RPGs. That's just my wheelhouse. They're what I always used to play growing up. I grew up with Chrono Trigger and Final Fantasies 4 and 6, and Tactics is my all-time favorite game. But some other interesting stuff in there, and I really like the songs you picked. I will say, like, most of the tracks you picked from most of the games, I was not expecting you to pick that one. So that's really interesting.
Oh, cool.
Yeah. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this. Thank you very much for listening. Next time we'll be playing some of Matt's favorite games and the songs I picked.
Yay! I'm really excited to see which ones you pick from the list I gave you.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to it. This is the first episode of season 2. The rest of season 2 we're gonna be focusing more on games and series themselves. So look forward to that. We're gonna really deep dive into just singular focused games. So if you're really into Mega Man songs or you're really into Final Fantasy songs, there's gonna be some episodes just for you.
It's gonna be a good season.
Yes, it's gonna be fun and different from what we did on our first season. And of course, if you're watching us on YouTube, comment what your favorite song was, and if you're listening through a podcast app like Podcast Addict or anything of that nature, you can always leave reviews or comments, or you can email us at newgameplus.derek@gmail.com.
There we go.
Yeah, tell us. We'd love to hear from you guys. And if there's a series or a game that you want focused on, let us know. We'll definitely look into it.
100%.
So Matt, you get to close us out. What sort of track are we leaving off?
All right, so the track that I chose comes to us from the game Tales of Graces, composed by Motoi Sakuraba.
I'm glad you picked.
So not only did I know that Graces is one of your favorite games, but I also picked this particular song in honor of your child, and it is Sophie's theme.
Nice, wonderful. You have yet to play Tales of Graces, I don't think.
I have not. I don't. I haven't been able to dive into any of the Tales of games, I believe.
I've played through many Tales of games with many people. I greatly want to play through all of Graces with you. It's a super fun game to multiplayer. You will love it.
That's the thing I like about the Tales series is that they're an RPG, but they are multiplayer RPG.
They are almost designed around multiplayer. Some of the earlier ones don't match super well for multiplayer, just because you can play multiplayer, but sometimes if the other person's the mage, they I'm gonna do a fireball, and then after that I'm gonna do a fireball and not move. And sometimes the camera will only focus on the person who's first player, so if they're running up and attacking the guy because they're a melee person, you're back there being a healer or a caster, you're like, I don't know where I am. I'm just gonna hit fireball button.
Then your HP starts going down. And you're like, oh god, is there someone hitting me?
Yeah. So earlier Tales of games don't have some issues with multiplayer, but play a newer one. Play Graces, Matt. Trust me, you are going to absolutely love it when we get to play it together.
Excellent. Looking forward to it.
Let's hear Sophie's theme. And again, thank you everyone.
Thanks, guys.